Well, it turned out to be an absolutely gorgeous day, a very rare day. It's hard to believe that we had a vicious, freezing cold snap under 7 days ago. Buffalo people died from the temperatures and the exposure and snow. And days later, I'm at the Meadows, and as I leave the track, it's 62 degrees Fahrenheit, 15, I believe, Celsius. And it was a beautiful day. Just a little bit of wind, but an absolutely beautiful. Well, I was sweating to death in my spring and fall. It's what I race in all winter anyway, but my spring and fall suit. I didn't really know what to think going in. I knew Locatelli just equaled the track record at Mohawk, but you're not going to come over here and everyone's going to be, oh my God, Locatelli's here. I guess we'll just go home. They came here to race also. And two of Burke's horses in there that can both leave. So I don't want to get away sixth in a 6-horse field, right? Do I have the supreme confidence that Locatelli will just get away sixth and circle the field on a 5/8 mile track? No, I don't. He's here to race. So I went out of there. I didn't know how he'd go out of there. I didn't know if we'd go out of there good enough to land third and have to come again, or if we were lucky, exactly what happened would happen. I went out of there, and I did. I could tell going into the first turn, Ronnie was going to take his time releasing. Ronnie was going to take his time releasing. Somebody calling me. Ronnie was going to take his time releasing Dave Miller, Dave Plone, which would make it very difficult for me to get there easily. All Dave would have to do is just continue his momentum, and I'm strung 27 in a piece. And as it turned out, it was 27-1. I make the lead. I look over at the TV. I'm pretty happy with the way things are lining up. Locatelli feels good on the front. He's feeling really good at the moment. I don't want to double him up. I just want to let him coast along on the front end. I don't think Ronnie Wren's horse can come first over and beat me. I don't think anybody in the field can at this point. I forgot about that bugger that got me with Kings County. I didn't forget about him. He's not a flashy looking horse. He just gets it done. And he jumped on me the same way he jumped on me with Kings County. You know, I had the lead halfway down the lane, and I think, horses are like humans. They know where the wire is. They don't feel any pressure. Maybe they let up a little bit. And take nothing away from the horse. Love of God. The weather's been treacherously cold the last week. He's off 3 weeks. He's showing up to the Meadows short timetable. Nothing is going for him this day, except we're getting a pretty decent trip. And I called on him halfway down the lane, and he trotted as hard as he could to the wire, and that bugger picked me off. Same one that got me with Kings County. He's a nice horse. Really nice horse. That's his 12th win of the year. I think most of them or all of them are in the Open. He's just a good horse. And, I thought Locatelli raced fantastic. He was really, for a horse that we haven't really raced on a 5/8, right? This horse has been at Mohawk for the last year and a bit. He raced fantastic today. He finished second. Just got picked off. He beat 3/4 of a length, but just got picked off. I think if that horse is in my rearview mirror coming out of the turn, I don't think he beats me. Locatelli didn't see him coming until he was tired. It's the end of the mile. Can't ask him to do more than that. I thought the horse raced fantastic. And then Grace just threw a very Grace-like trip in. I watched the replay once, and it's easy to say, she tied up a little. She may have. She very likely could have. She missed last week. She's coming in on 2 weeks. She is a known offender for tying up. Been prosecuted many, many times for tying up. So, yeah, she could have. It just felt to me, I watched the replay, and if her AST come back a little lower than we think, it wouldn't be surprising. It felt to me like the day that Hunter came first over with her. He can't really come first over Grace that much. I thought today was a very similar situation. Front end was hot. I had burned the father time up a little bit, not letting him in the 2-hole. I knew that he was going to have to push on to the lead. Now I'm in a position where a horse that had just qualified, maybe to start under his belt or something. Good chart lines on that horse, though. Down low, way back in April and May of this year, so he obviously got injured. Let the two favorites kind of duke it out a bit. Now I'm in a good spot. They hit the half 57-1. I'm thinking, I don't want to overexpose Grace, but I'm licking my chops. I'm thinking she's going to maul him. I wait until I kind of move her out, and I sit her there just until she really wants to come forward. I move her out, and she attacks. And it almost seemed like, truthfully speaking, It almost seemed like when she knew she couldn't blow right by that horse, she just shut down all engines. Was that a move of cowardice? Or was her muscle count a little high? I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of both. But it just felt to me, and I wanted to watch the replay again because it felt like I was coming with a full head of steam. We were going 30 seconds with the wind at our back. We weren't going 27-3, and 31 on the end of it. That horse was vulnerable on the front end. Very vulnerable. She should have won and walked down the lane. Did she tie up a bit? Probably, I guess. We'll see. But grace is grace. You really, we talked about how I don't want to expose Dustin Hanover. You can't expose Grace. I cut her loose last week. She had everything her own way, a full head of steam coming into the stretch. She felt like King Kong when we come out of the turn. There's no King Kong present today. I moved her over. She'd come hard. I think if she clears, maybe she is gone. It just felt to me, looking at her body language in the video and what I saw and what I felt when I moved her, I was sure I was a winner. And then she just shrunk right into a raisin getting into the last turn. And the fact that she walked down the lane leads me to believe that maybe she did tie up. But that's a little frustrated. She's a frustrating horse. You just can't expose her. If I sit in, they come 31 seconds and she kind of knifes her way through and is a player. 1, 2, 3, and you're like, she wasn't great, but she was good. It's probably how I should have driven her. But coming off a win, coming off such a sharp performance, 2 weeks or otherwise, I really thought that was the move to make, especially since I'd already softened the 3-horse. The gentleman up on the front end had already, softened. Jeremy's horse is already soft a little bit. We should be the winner. And she just wasn't. Too much time talked about Grace, not enough about Locatelli. Great mile from him today. Man, he's such a good... We're so lucky to have the horses we do. Coming off a good night last night, those horses raced as good as you could ask them to race last night. The horses are racing well across the board. We got our horses in the entries, I guess. I don't want to race White Tiger against Looks Like Money, but it's just the way it is right now. We have limited access to the full barrage of classes offered at Mohawk. They're just not filling. So we got 5 in, I think, on Monday. 2 of them in together. The rest of them in pretty good spots. We're not going to complain. It is what it is. Everybody's trying to do the best they can, and the race office included. So, a decent day here on Addie's birthday. I'm on my way home. I'll be home at 7:30 or so in Ontario. But for now, I wanted to bring you this video and update everybody on what went on today. Everything looks good on this side of the border. Heading back now to Ontario for the rest of the weekend. Going to watch some races tonight, tomorrow, Saturday. Good luck to everybody that has horses in to go. And the sale, obviously, has officially been moved to Monday, January the 2nd. I got all the bundle videos done today. I did talk to everybody. And if you didn't hear the message in the earlier one and you put your horse on you put your horse in that sale, you do what you want. It's your money. It's your horse. It's $2 down to the horse. Who cares? But if you're realistic about selling horses, the starting price should not be the asking price. Right? The starting price should be a bit lower. It's an auction. So that was the message from Preferred to me. Again, they said you do what you want. It just seems like a couple of these are a little high, which they are. So police yourself accordingly. If your bundles or your horses their opening bids are somewhere around what you believe your asking price is, you may want to reduce that by 30 or 40% just to get people interested in bidding on the horse. But if you're not comfortable doing that, then don't do it, because there is one thing that everybody has to understand. Please pay attention. When the sale is over, it's over. There's no emailing Wendy and saying, hey, I made a mistake. Can you reverse that? This is Preferred. This is a public auction. When it is done, it is done. I want everybody to recognize that also. So as much as they say police yourself and use the max bid and you do what you want, but at the end of the day, your horse now is in the public auction. It will be sold. And it is up to you to make sure that you protect that horse if you want to. So with that, I'll let you go. I hope you're all having a great day. It is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day here in Pennsylvania. It should be a nice drive home the rest of the way. Take care.